Alright, welcome to this video. Now, before we kick off, I'd like to apologize in advance if you have um, any background noise or if you're not able to hear properly. Uh, I'm doing my best to reduce as much background noise as possible, but unfortunately, I do not have a mic set up yet. So, yeah, apologies in advance if there's anything that's disturbing the audio, right? So what are we going to be going over today in our video? It's going to be why crypto. Basically, why do cryptocurrencies exist? What is the whole point? Is it just gambling? I mean, mostly yes, right now it is. But what actually is the significance of this technology and where is it going, right? So, I mean, what is the potential and all of that? So, first of all, before we go ahead and look at all of that, we need to have some basics clear, right? Every economy needs a common mode of exchange of value, which is also known as a currency. Now, a currency can be defined as a system of money in general use in a particular country. And I like how they say the dollar was a strong currency. All right, whatever you want. So, there are different currencies, and there have been different financial models over the years, right? Financial systems over the years up until today. So it started off with the barter system where you exchange stuff and say, all right, this is as valuable as what you're giving, so please take it and give me whatever goods you're about to give or services, whatever, right? So that was the barter system. The next thing was shells. People decided, I don't know why, they decided that some shells would be considered rare and some shells would be considered not so rare, and you determine value accordingly and you exchange services and goods, right? And then came metallic coins. So these coins were made of metals which were either precious or not so precious. So these could have been nickel coins, copper coins, brass coins, or gold and silver coins. I don't know what else, but that was how it was. And then the next stage was when the gold rush came about, and there was a lot of gold in the global economy. And people said, you know what, there's a lot of gold anyway. We're going to start transacting in gold. We can buy goods and services in gold. So that was what happened next. And then came the gold standard. So gold became scarce after a point after redistribution, and people started seeing that okay, this metal can be used for other stuff as well, and it's time to preserve. So then the government decided that the governments in fact decided that okay, we're going to print enough money just so that there is enough gold backing all of this money. We're not going to print any more of it, right? And that happened, and then Nixon came in, and then he said, you know what, at some point he said, you know what, we're going to stop gold backing of money, and we're going to just print money whenever we want, and we're going to control this money supply through rate hikes, and we're going to control inflation in this way. So that was what happened. The next stage was cryptocurrencies. So this is what we're seeing now. It is still in the early stages and there's a lot of evolution left, and we don't know what system is going to come about next, but this is the next thing. This is the next step of this financial um, revolution, or whatever you want to call it, right? So I mean, there is going to come a time when cryptocurrencies are no longer going to be useful because quantum computers, they are going to come in, and all of this encryption stuff is not going to work anymore, right? So let's see, let's ride the wave and let's see how it works right now. So before we go ahead, I'd like to do a recap of what the blockchain ecosystem comprises of. Now, if you have not watched that video, which was released earlier, a long time ago, in fact, so I explained the blockchain ecosystem, the components. So the different components are the creators or the founders. I mean, actually, if you haven't watched that or if you do not remember that, please go back and watch that video and then later come back to this because you're going to understand it better. And now I'm not going to explain all of these components because it's going to get very lengthy. Um, I'll just go over the components and just briefly state what it means, right? So the first component is the creator or the founder of the blockchain ecosystem. So if you've got Bitcoin and you've got Ethereum, not the cryptocurrency, but the blockchain itself, you've got someone who has hard coded it, right? Someone who has built the algorithm and whatever it is. I don't know how you how you actually establish or build a blockchain, but someone who has built the blockchain, right? So that is the founder. He or she is the founder of the blockchain. And then you've got developers. Now this is not the founding team of the blockchain. This is entirely different. Maybe the founder has his or her own founding team and the core team who's building, which is building out the blockchain, but these are developers who are building on top of the blockchain, right? And then you have users who are availing services and they're buying goods from the stuff that is built by these developers on the blockchain, which is founded by those creators or founders, right? And then you've got miners. So these miners are basically maintaining this whole blockchain. They're securing the entire network and they're making sure that nobody is gaming the system and things are happening fairly. And then you've got a governance forum. Since there are a lot of players here and there's no centralized entity who can control this whole ecosystem, you've got a governance forum. So in the governance forum, you have the core team, obviously, and then you've got and you've got like general public who hold a specific number of tokens and they have governing power and voting power and all of that stuff. I mean, if you do not understand this properly, please go back, watch the previous video. I've explained that in more detail, and I hope it will be clear once you watch that. And that is an extremely boring video, so please bear with me in that. All right. So the question is, why are these people doing all of this? Why do you need a blockchain in the first place? Why do developers build on top of these decentralized blockchains? And these users, why are they like, how are they able to use these services? You need to, if you have to buy a service or a product, you have to pay something, right? So, and all of these miners, why are they maintaining all of these systems? So basically the question is, what is the incentive for all of these people to be doing all of this, to be transacting on the system, right? So the answer is cryptocurrency. That is how you get paid, that is how you pay, and that is how you maintain these systems, that is how you're rewarded in this ecosystem. That is basically what it is. Now, using these cryptocurrencies, users can either buy services or they can buy products, right? So these services and products, they are established by these developers or the core team, right, on top of the blockchain in terms of like on dApps, or you get the gist. So you buy these using you buy these services and products using cryptocurrency. Now, at the moment, 99% of all services are DeFi and products are NFTs. DeFi is basically decentralized finance, and NFTs are basically non-fungible tokens. You may have heard of both of these terms very recently. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard what NFTs are and what DeFi is, right? So, right now, these two comprise 99% of everything that's happening on chain, correct? But there are other services as well. I mean, services, these come under DeFi only, lending and borrowing. So basically what your bank does, people are doing it on chain. So people are depositing cryptocurrency and other people are borrowing cryptocurrency, and you get rewarded in that same cryptocurrency, a specific percentage if you're lending it, and you have to pay a specific percentage as interest if you're borrowing it, and all of this happens in the same cryptocurrency, right? So these are two services. And then you've got yield farming. This is a very glorified term for something called Ponzi gambling. This is nothing but I mean, this is a very bad thing. Like right now, right now the markets are bad, but back when it was good, and these yield farms, is the crypto community calls it, and even I call it. This is nothing but Ponzi gambling. So and the system has collapsed, and it will continue to collapse over the next few weeks. And this is at present 99% of the services and products that exist in the market. Now, there is a stark difference between coins and tokens. Now, see, coins and tokens are not the same thing. You have cryptocurrency coins and you have cryptocurrency tokens. Now, a coin is something that is native to the blockchain layer. So, if you see the Bitcoin blockchain, BTC is the native token, right? If you see the Ethereum blockchain, Ether is the native token, right? So, I mean, you get the gist. So, if you're transacting, say you need to buy any services on that blockchain, you may not be directly paying in that native currency, but you have to pay transaction fees in that currency. So for example, there is some service that I have to buy on Ethereum. All right, see, wait, okay, let's look at the other definition. Let's look at tokens and then come back to this. So a token is something that is built on top of apps and solutions on the blockchain layer, right? So you've got the blockchain layer, and then on the blockchain you've got developers building services and goods, right? So if you have to buy these, you have to buy them through a token. You can't use, say for example, a developer has built, and you can see examples. Uniswap is an example, Aave is an example, Matic is a scale up solution. You'll understand all of this as I make more videos, what Matic does, what Chainlink does, and all of that. But if you just have to know, just look at it like this. Now Ethereum is a layer 1 blockchain. It is the base, right? And you've got Uniswap. Uniswap is another service on top of Ethereum, correct? Now Uniswap has its own token called Uni, right? And Ethereum has its own native token called ETH or Ether, whatever, right? So if you have to use Uniswap, actually in case of Uniswap you don't actually need Uni tokens, but I mean there are other services where if there is something, say there is an ABC service built on top of Ethereum, and you have to buy something on the ABC service protocol, you have to pay in ABC tokens which you have to buy off the free market, correct? So once you have this ABC token with you, you have to pay the ABC token to buy something, right? So when you're buying, you're paying the ABC token. But in addition to that, since it is built on top of Ethereum, you also have to have some Ethereum tokens in your wallet, Ethereum coins in your wallet, sorry. So when you're transacting, when you're paying your ABC token, you're also actually paying some portion of your Ethereum coins to the network as transaction fees, right? So for the goods, for buying the goods, you have to pay in ABC tokens, but you have to pay the ecosystem or the network in terms of, think of it as security cost, right? You're transacting securely, and you're transacting on the Ethereum blockchain, so you have to pay the Ethereum blockchain for security services as well. You pay using the ABC token, and then you pay the security fees in Ether. So you also have to have the native coin in order to use the token. It's sort of like that. I don't know if you understood properly, but I mean rewatch it a few times and then you'll get an understanding, right? Now the next thing is we're going to have a look at some of the services and products that are being offered or that could be offered on blockchains and using cryptocurrencies. Now the first thing is freelancing. Obviously freelancing can be decentralized. Have a look at Brain Trust. Brain Trust is a protocol being built on Ethereum, and they are decentralizing freelancing and employment and all of that, right? Next is education, and here it's going to be community driven education. So in essence what that means is you can be a contributor and you can educate people, you can upload videos or content, or you can write, and you'll be paid in the native token or in the native coin or the protocol's token, correct? And the people who are availing these services, they have to pay in that specific currency, whichever it is, right? And then there are DeFi services, obviously, which we went over, like lending, borrowing, and swapping. So swapping is basically where you want to exchange one crypto to the other. So if I want to exchange BTC to ETH, I need a decentralized exchange, right? This is again decentralized finance only. So you want to swap BTC to ETH, that is swapping. So that is also service, right? And then there's gaming. Gaming is going to be, I don't know how big, but there is a lot of promise in blockchain gaming, so that could be one of the services, right? And gaming can also be a product also. I'll come to that, I'll tell you why. So products include non-fungible tokens or NFTs. You know what they are already, I don't want to explain it again. If you do not know, I mean there are hundreds of articles online, please go through them if you're interested. And then there are soul-bound tokens. So these are a bit different. So soul-bound tokens are like NFTs, but the only difference is you can't sell these soul-bound tokens on the market, right? So these are non-transferable tokens. So these are usually airdropped. So think of these as what do you say, proof of ownership or proof of authority or whatever. So for example, if you avail education services on the blockchain, you get a soul-bound token. There is nothing like this that exists right now, but I'm just giving a scenario for application of SBTs, correct? So say for example there is some education service that you are availing through on-chain infrastructure, right? So say there's um, someone like building education services on top of Ethereum blockchain. Now at the completion of your course, you could be getting an SBT. Now, if you get an NFT certificate, you can always transfer it or you can sell it, correct? But an SBT you can't sell, you can't transfer. So it is yours, right? And you know that if somebody has an NFT, you do not know if they bought it or they like someone transferred it to them, right? But in case of soulbound tokens, if you have an SBT, then it means that you are the intended recipient, and it is true that if you have an SBT for some education course that you took online, then it means that okay, you have actually gone through that course. It's not like someone else has gone through that course and they've transferred it to you, right? Because it's not transferable. So soulbound tokens can be used that way, and soulbound tokens can also be used for medical records, storage of medical records where these things are non-transferable. So yours is yours. You don't have to send it to anyone. You don't need to send it to anyone, right? So stuff like this. And then domain names. So there's Ethereum naming service. For those of you who do not know what Ethereum naming service is, feel free to Google it. It is sort of like when the internet first came out, people bought .com domains and they are selling it for a lot of money right now, right? So like that, there is Ethereum naming service where people are buying Ethereum names, Ethereum domain names, and this is hosted on the IPFS architecture, not on HTTPS, right? So they're buying that and then they're reselling it or they're holding it, whatever. And then there's gaming. The reason I put this under products is because gaming assets can be treated as products on the blockchain. So right now there's not much composability, but once there is multi-chain composability in the crypto ecosystem, there is a possibility that the in-game assets that you have from one chain can be sold on another chain, or you can sell it on different markets and you can auction it whatever you want. So blockchain gaming has huge potential, but there is a problem, like there's less adoption of crypto and it's very slow and all of that. But once those hurdles are out of the way, gaming can be huge. So yeah, that's all. That's it for now. And see you in the next video. I hope you guys understood everything that was explained. And if you did not understand, please feel free to ask. And if you have suggestions regarding production or I mean video like ideas, like if the PPT is not good or if you would like me to present this in any other way, then feel free to leave a comment, suggest. And yeah, I hope this was of help. Thank you so much and have a great day or night or whatever.